But nature has these wonderful things, magnetic forces and electrical forces. You comb your hair with your comb and you get some strange condition. So you put it in front of a piece of paper and it lifts up the paper, or the paper jiggles at a distance far away. Finger. Here's this little finger's made out of little balls and atoms. And it's got another bunch of atoms that I'm pushing. And there's a little space between those atoms. And this pushing is going through that space. And the only thing that happens with the comb and the paper is that circumstances have arisen, which make it possible to see that these forces go through a bigger distance than just the short distance between the atoms. When you comb your hair, it rubs just a little bit extra, or just a few extra minuses, say here, and somewhere else a few extra pluses. But the forces are so big, there's just the extra ones, which make a force that we can see that seems to be at a long range. And that we find mysterious, and that we need an explanation for. Try to find an explanation for it in terms of ideas like the forces that are inside of rubber bands or steel bars or twisted things. We would like to have some kind of puller at a distance because we're used to it, that we don't get any push until we're touching. But the fact is that the reason we don't get any push until we're touching is it's the same force as you see at a long distance, only it's come down to short because the pluses and minuses have canceled out so well that you don't feel anything until it gets very, very close. So it's kind of fun to imagine this intimate mixture of highly attractive opposites, which is so strong that they cancel out the effects. And it's only sometimes when you have an excess of one kind or another that you get this mysterious electrical force. And how can I explain the mysterious electrical force in any other way? Why should I try to explain it in terms of something like jelly or other things which are made, and I understand, the other way around in terms of strong long-distance forces which have all canceled out. So it's the electrical forces, in fact, and the magnetic forces, in fact, that we have to accept as the base reality in which we're going to explain all the other things. Electrons, which are a part of an atom, they're pushed by the motion of the copper wires. And it's wonderful to think that you push a few here, and they get too close together, so they push the others because they repel at a long distance. So it's not just like water, which repels at a short distance, but it's a wonderful fluid which repels at a long distance, and the effects therefore can go very quickly through the wire. If there's a little concentration, you go zing through the wire all over the city at once. And electrical, you can use that stuff to make signals. You can push a few electrons here and there by talking in a telephone. At the other end of the line, a long line of copper across the city, the electrons respond because of this very rapid interactions over these long distances. these long forces and these rapid motion actions and so forth was a tremendous thing for human beings. I think that the discovery of electricity, magnetism, and the electromagnetic effects, which were finally worked out, the full equations for everything were worked out by Maxwell in 1873, is probably the most fundamental transformation of the most remarkable thing in history, the biggest change in history.